Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Claire Elizabeth and I'm here to spread a little bit of happiness, love and general good vibes whilst also making cakes in my little bakery here in the UK. Now, since my last video was so popular, I thought I'd do something on the same sort of lines and talk about situations and challenges that I face in business and how I go about dealing with them. Okay, so story time. Now, a lot of my business comes in quite last minute and I'm always happy to help people if I can. However, there are certain occasions in which I'm not able to fulfill orders for whatever reason or another and I have to turn people away. I received a phone call from a guy who had completely forgotten to get a birthday cake for his wife's party, which was the following day. Now, it's not the first time I've had phone calls from guys in desperate need of cakes. A little tip for you, don't forget to get your partner a cake on their birthday. Now, it's very difficult when you're put on the spot like this and have to make a decision pretty quickly. I've never been any good at this in the past, and to be honest, I do still find it quite difficult now, although I am much better. Running a business has kind of forced me to make decisions quickly. There was a massive part of me that wanted to help this guy out, but at the same time, I knew that I had other things scheduled in for the day that I really wanted to get done. So in the end, I said to the guy, look, I need to check my schedule and see what I can fit in, and I'll give you a call back to let you know what I can do. What made this decision even harder was that this guy turned out to be my dad's old boss and also a really good friend of his. So after that call, I also received another call from my dad explaining the situation, and he was saying, look, please can you help this guy out? You'd be doing him a massive favour and he'd really appreciate it. So I was like, oh God. And I kind of, for a moment, went back into that sort of childhood state of, if I don't do this, I'm not only going to let down the guy, but I'm also going to let down my dad, who I've always looked up to so much. And then I suddenly found that guilt and anxiety and fear seep in. Now, instead of shaking it off as we're often told to do in life, I instead went deep into the feeling and kind of let it pass through me like a wave until my head was in a clear enough space to make a decision. Most of the time I do say yes. However, on this particular occasion, my heart was telling me the opposite. Now, I've always found it really hard to say no, not only in business, but also in my personal life too. And I know that a lot of other small business owners struggle with this too. It's obviously an amazing place to be in when you have enough business coming in that you can't possibly physically or mentally take on much more. However, it can also be really difficult. It's hard to turn people away, and I think there's always that worry that if you say no now, that customer might not come back again in the future. I've actually found that if people genuinely like you and your products and the service that you offer, this won't put them off coming back in the future if you turn them down on one occasion. I think this is harder with new customers because they have no experience of your product or service. However, if you've got a good reputation, I see no reason as to why they wouldn't ask you again in the future. What I found really helpful is writing out daily lists with all the things that I want to achieve for the day. If something's not on the list, it doesn't get done. Then I will go through and put stars next to the things on the list that are most important and that are vital for getting done that day. Every day you're going to have things thrown at you from all angles, and so having a daily list to refer to kind of reminds you of what you want to achieve for the day to stop things throwing you off course. Now, I probably could have fulfilled this cake order, however, it would have meant sacrificing other things that I'd planned out for the day. In some cases, I'm okay with that because I know that they're not vital and I can do them another day. I think it just depends what's important to you, and again, this ties into knowing what your values are, which I spoke about in one of my previous videos. Now, there may be some people who look at some of these things and think, well, why are you prioritizing that over something else? But I think if it has meaning to you, then it's important. So how exactly do you say no to a customer without letting them down or disappointing them too much? Well, what I do is I explain to them that by taking on their order, it means me sacrificing time that I had dedicated to somebody else's order. So I may end up rushing and doing a sloppy job or just something that isn't up to my standards, and this wouldn't be fair on either of them. Now, in some circumstances, you might be able to offer an alternative product or service that you are able to do in the time. So in my case, I might say, well, I'm not able to do that style of cake, however, I can do this for you. Now, not everyone's going to go for this, as they might have a set idea of exactly what they want. However, I do find that most people are really grateful, and if they like what you do, then they're probably going to go for it. If there really isn't anything you can offer, you could help them find somebody who is able to do what they're looking for. I know a lot of people don't always like to pass on things to other businesses or potentially the competition. However, my priority is always making sure that the customer is happy, and personally, I love to work with other small businesses. If I'm helping somebody else out, then I know I've done a good job. If you want to increase the likelihood of that customer coming back to you in the future, you could kindly ask them for their details, such as a phone number or email address, and say, I'm really sorry I can't help you out this time. However, next time you place an order, I'd be happy to give you a small discount. Or you could maybe offer them a little freebie as an incentive. Everybody loves something for free. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel so I can make more content like this in the future. And if you have any other topics you'd like me to cover, please do pop them in the comments below, as I really enjoy doing videos like this and I love hearing your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!